time to get...
What's up, Americans and non-Americans? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm doing 15 things at once. Let me get over here. All right, cool. So yesterday on the Breakfast Club, Teslin was on there, and she basically told the Democrats what they needed to know. Are they going to listen? Did they listen? We'll find out. But she said some very telling things about the Democratic Party and why they lost. She gave an excellent forensic analysis of the Democrat Party and why they lost. So we're gonna break that down. Amber Rose tried to jump in and defend the Republicans, and that didn't go too well for her. Amber Rose, you from some island somewhere off the coast of Africa. Don't come from the neck of a black woman and not have all your tools ready to go. All right, we share the same phenotype and look, but when it comes to that give back, you better bring your lunch, because Teslin ain't the one to get at. So it was a good, we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about, like, this whole Democrat fallout. This shit's goddamn hilarious. I was watching Piers Morgan. I've been watching his show lately, because Piers Morgan's show, they be starting shit. And it was a cool white-on-white fight on Piers Morgan that I want y'all to watch and see. But before we get there, welcome chat room. I appreciate y'all for joining. What's up, Bruce, J. Jemison, Unique? What's up, Hula Gang? What's up, everybody? What's up to everybody I've insulted on social media? That should be fun, insulting people on social media. I'm so glad all the celebrities are leaving. Hell yeah. Taking me back to Yahoo, breaking this shit all the way down. I'm not going to play the whole video, because I want you guys to go back and watch the interview, because she was far more detailed than I can get at right now. And make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure y'all listen to Larry. Hit the like and subscribe button. And for every time y'all hit the like and subscribe button, next time I see Larry, I'm going to slap him. So if y'all want to see Larry get slapped up, make sure y'all hit like and subscribe. Let's get 100 likes up in here, like, right away. And that'd be 100 slaps. A nigga. Slap nigga, front slaps, back slaps, right-handed slaps, nigga. Yank that nigga beard, slap that nigga forehead, all that. You know, ain't Sean, he jumped right saying she wasn't wrong when she said we need entertainers. Did you listen to the context of what she said it by? Tezlin's very clear about, she's military background. She's very clear about all hands on deck. The Air Force, she made it, her analogy, I think, is beautiful. You need the Air Force, and social media is the Air Force. You need boots on the ground, and you need your special forces. We have a very, very strong superpower in our entertainers. That superpower only works when the entertainers are walking hand in hand and working hand in hand with the grassroots. It worked in the 60s. The reason why Muhammad Ali was who he was politically, because he was working with Malcolm X on the ground, the Nation of Islam on the ground. Got to understand that. You know, when it comes to Paul Robeson, when he was at the top of the game, he worked with the grassroots. If you have a combination of celebrity tied to grassroots, it can be an extremely effective practice. But when she was talking about the context, understand context, all right? Context. Now, do we need entertainers in the way they are right now? Nah, because the way entertainers are going right now, they suck. But if we change how we work with our entertainers, then it can be powerful. It comes down to how you use it. And I think that Teslin did a great job of explaining how to use it. Is my audio choppy, y'all? I'm getting choppy out of here. Y'all good? But before we get to Teslin, I want us to look at here. It was some stuff that happened on Piers Morgan, because this Democrat Party is falling out. Black folks, I don't want us to think it's just us. Oh shit! Oh my God! I'm sorry. Let me get that out. That was off yesterday's show. Oh, I apologize for showing y'all that shit, boy. Woo! Go back and listen to yesterday's show when I talked about my interaction with Leslie Jones and how weak that was. Oh my God, that was one mean lady right there, Leslie Jones, boy. Shit. That was one mean ass lady right there, boy. But y'all can hear that story yesterday. I want y'all to you said audio on delay. I'm getting mixed reactions. Audio's good, and Larry said my audio going in and out. Other people said it's good. So I don't know what to say, because half of y'all said it's good, half of y'all said it ain't. But anyway, let's see my internet. I use a She-Hulk. Watch this from the not Breakfast Club. This is from Piers Morgan. These are Democrats falling out and inner fighting right now. Watch this fight right here. This guy right here is a statistical guy who predicts elections, the guy in the middle, and then the dude from the Young Turks.
Win said, I think he's going to win big. But actually, most people thought we'd be incredibly tight and it could go either way and so on. But it wasn't that at all. Why do you think Trump is so difficult to poll, which is clearly the conclusion I would draw from this?
Well, you know, I am forthrightly willing to admit I missed this election. I still think I actually had 10 out of 10 before. I think I was right about 2000, but we're not here to litigate that. I still think it's a pretty good record. Now, I think two things are operating here. Number one, I was incredibly critical at the time.
Refresh your browser if the audio's messed up.
Cowardly Democrats openly and viciously trashing their elected president and their elected nominee.
So what you got here is this white dude that predicts elections, basically saying the reason why the Democrats lost is because they were trashing Joe Biden. He didn't want to say and admit that he was wrong. So because he didn't admit that he was wrong, old Young Turks came in clowning. I want y'all to see this. This is funny.
I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said...
Now let's go back a little further.
The idea that this election was only won through right-wing disinformation, I'm afraid, I view that as a total delusion
Watch this. It's about to get
of
funny.
the Democrats. Again.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm sorry, but I totally disagree with Juan and Professor Lichtman. Don't blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but Juan, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him before
and
the
I was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be taking cheap shots at me.
Who won?
And look at the black man, Wild Williams. He over here looking like, ha ha. Look at these two white men go at it. They talking shit, boy. Hey, look, it ain't just us. Before we get to Teslin, I want y'all to see these white folks going at it. Watch this shit.
To make your
You
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal
yeah,
attacks.
come find out again.
Make whatever point you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Look,
make
you
it personal.
You don't know anything. You don't know
You
anything.
attacked me
You don't know
personally.
anything.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor.
Y'all see the point? Y'all see where he pointing? Look.
You, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal attacks.
come find out again.
Make whatever point you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't make it personal.
He got the macho man point. Don't do it, brother. Don't do it, brother. Hey, the Democrats losing got these motherfuckers wigging out. The View is wigging out. The Young Turks is wigging out. Oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy right here is wigging out. Watch this shit. He said, pointed at cuz. Hey, wigging out. Hey, let's keep watching. Let's keep watching.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able
books.
to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me
2
again.
points.
Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand.
Hey, look. He pointed at him twice.
Comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them.
I went back too far. He pointed with two fingers.
Don't make it personal.
You don't know anything.
Don't make it personal. He said, you don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right.
He said,
I've
and
only
your
been
hair
a
dye
professor
fucked
for
up.
51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're...
Look, he got 2. This motherfucker pointed with 2 fingers. God damn. That motherfucker, why is his hair that color is my question. Why? He look like he got his hair from camel nuts. Like, why is his hair camel nut color? Like, your hair is the color of a camel's ball sack pubes.
Personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you want.
preposterously and stupidly wrong.
He got him stupid.
So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally... I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
I just say it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
We're just one right now.
Get him. Come on,
hey,
let's go.
Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing
You're so right, Pierce.
Okay?
You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want,
so,
I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy
your ego
against you?
by
What the hell are
attacking
you?
me
Are you
like
Jesus
that.
Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once? Okay, here we go. So, guys, you're blaming disinformation. There was disinformation. There was the cats and the dogs nonsense. The points you're making about undocumented immigrants, I agree with, Alan, okay? But that didn't cost the election. The main disinformation was about how the election was going to be rigged. And it wasn't rigged. It was dumb. They won easily. There was no need for that disinformation. You guys are missing the whole point. The people who are at fault are not other people. It is the candidate, Kamala Harris, the previous candidate, Joe Biden, Democratic Party, Democratic leadership. You guys don't want to admit that they're the problem.
Look how mad he is. Look how mad he is.
In the Democratic Party.
Look at in the middle.
So you blindly lash out at the voters, at information, at social media, and you want to shut down anyone who disagrees with you. That's not the correct answer. There are 3 wings of the Democratic Party. There's the establishment wing, that the asterisk, that's what the transat. It was a poison within the Democratic Party.
Young guy, Harry.
No, that wasn't a part.
They're all my rich, famous entertainers.
Not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that.
You see his body language? His arms all folded. Why you call me that? That was blasphemy. My hair is the color of a camel's nutsack. Why you do that? And then you got Young Turks over there. This motherfucker look like the Brooklyn Brawler from wrestling back in the day. Hey, don't old boy from the Young Turks look like the Brooklyn Brawler? Y'all remember the nigga no, that was Barry Horowitz, nigga used to pat himself on the back in wrestling? Remember that nigga? He used to pat himself on the back? And sit your iron chic ass down, nigga. So I just played that part to show you, look, everybody's wigging out. Everybody on the left is wigging out. And I think the person that gave the best advice so far, because I've been listening to everything, I personally think the person that's been giving the best advice so far was Teslyn's interview yesterday on the Breakfast Club. If the Democratic Party wants to fix itself, they'll put their egos to the side. They'll sit their racism to the side. They'll sit their liberal, we don't know what the fuck a man is and a woman is to the side and listen to this woman. She says some real shit. So what we're about to do now is we're about to listen to some of the things Teslyn said. I'm going to play the introduction, and then I'm going to skip through to a couple key points that I saw she made. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole interview because it's 45 minutes long. We'd be here 6 hours if I was going to say everything I wanted to say. Y'all know I could talk for a long goddamn time. So I'm only going to touch on a few points, but it's very essential that we touch on these points that she made. So I'm going to play the intro, and then from there, we're going to break it down. I wonder, does the Breakfast Club allow you to play that shit? Because some of these channels do. Piers Morgan don't give a fuck. I wonder if the Breakfast Club strikes you or not. Well, I don't know if they strike or not. I don't know. What's up, Herbal Intellect? Appreciate the donation. Much appreciated for the super chat. Much appreciated. What's up, Lioness Crown? What's up, Big E? Taj Dollars? Everybody up in here? So let's go up in here and let me put a I'm gonna go ahead and play. Let me hit play. This is the intro, and then we're gonna go to some key points.
Good morning, Lauren.
How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. I am. I'm really feeling good. It's good to be back with family, chop it up with y'all, drop some dimes, name some names.
Okay.
Yeah, here to get
What
real
we dropping
busy.
dimes on, Taz?
We're dropping dimes on everybody from top to bottom. Yeah.
Well, let's start right off
Selection.
with the presidential election. Why did VP Harris lose?
Oh, man. I should have brought my whiteboard.
That many?
Yeah,
that many
it's
reasons?
that many. Yeah, and the reason why this is important, I literally had my stuff in order because a lot of people, Envy said, she lost because of this reason or she lost because of that. And it's really, in the Midwest, a tornado requires water, humidity, wind, multiple things.
It's not one reason.
It's
yeah.
not one reason.
Yeah.
And when I hear people saying, if he just did better with the messaging, if they did better with the media, I've really kind of put together a list, a flow chart on how basically a colossal fuck up from top to bottom.
So you doing the autopsy?
Yeah, we're doing our
So you see here, Teslyn not just bullshitting. She's coming in and she gave a forensic analysis of what's going on. So when you listen to this full breakdown, she's giving a full forensic analysis of where they fucked up. All right? And there was a lot of fuck ups. And this is fair use. This is fair motherfucking use. All right? This is fair use. So if the Democrats Party is smart, they'll listen. Herbal Inlay, you said, where did I get the Nigger Kingdom book from? You gotta look up Dr. Clyde Winters, my brother. It's one of his books. I have like 20 of his books. I can't think of which book it is. But I got it through Dr. Clyde Winters. Subscribe to Dr. Clyde Winters' Patreon. Also, he has his stuff on there. A samurai show. You niggas you horny ass niggas in the chat room need to calm the fuck down, all right? Y'all niggas is dirty. Teslyn is an intellect. Stop all that bullshit, all right? You corny niggas. She's an intellect. So you get to see how she is really giving a real analysis of what's going on.
Tapes in front of the Al Sharpton and all them and say, y'all need to go follow the Latino community because they're the ones that have the leverage.
She talked about this part right here when Joe Biden said that You guys need to follow the Latinos. Listen to this part. Come on now.
Always been divided. When you look at Florida and you look at the Cuban community, they've always went conservative. When you look at the Bernie Sanders, the left
She's talking
side,
about the Latino
California,
community
they
being
always
divided
go
in their
left. They have
vote.
always strategic, and I ain't mad about it. They've always strategically been able to have leverage because they go 50-50. You remember when Joe Biden told black leaders when he won, and right after he said, after he said, I owe you black people. Remember when they had the meeting and they leaked the tapes in front of the Al Sharpton and all them and said, y'all need to go follow the Latino community because they're the ones that have the leverage. So I'm not mad.
I need y'all to go back and look at that. That tape was leaked December. I did a video on that December in 2020 when Joe Biden basically, as he was taking office, he met with black leaders and he said, and you guys are going to stick behind the Latinos. Biden said that. So she's bringing that point up, which is a point that these Charlemagne and these Democrat niggas like to forget. So let's go into this point right here. This is where I want to get started in some of the points that she made right here. Come on, goddammit.
Year, not just election season, so that we can.
She's talking about organizing and not just election season. Being more year round with your organizing. Listen to this part.
The entertainers not necessarily being aligned with organizers.
Well, let me go back to that.
Get a pay to speak, but the money that it took to get the setup, the advance team.
That's right.
The entertainment. So let's go back a little bit. 100 days was impossible even for a white man, in my opinion. I just want to go back to 100 days running a campaign was damn near impossible for anybody, and particularly a woman of color. So now we're in this 100-day thing. In order to get people to come out, we do use entertainers. And I push back on people who say don't use entertainers. It's important. Killer Mike talks about it all the time. We need entertainers to mobilize. When you're trying to get that stand filled of 20, 30,000 people, you have 3 days to do it. We actually need our entertainers. The problem, though, Envy, is the entertainers not necessarily being aligned with organizers on how to use their voice throughout the year. I would love to
see, that's the part right there I want to start at. Teslin talks about how to properly use entertainers. And here's why she's on point with that. Let's go back to the 60s. And this is something that Dr. Short and I talk about. I'm going to call Dr. Short and see when we're going to do our next interview sometime in the next few days, me and Dr. Short. But we talked about it before. How back in the 60s, your entertainers were plugged in to the grassroots organizations. That's why your entertainers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Sam Cooke, this is why Curtis Mayfield, this is why they're on message. This is why they were on message. They were plugged into the people who are on the streets doing things. All right? And so it wasn't just a bunch. If you notice, our athletes back in the 60s, they weren't aligned with the Democrats. They weren't aligned with the Republicans. They were in line with freedom. And that messaging came through the people. Aretha Franklin was plugged in to Dr. King when she wrote Respect. Y'all know me, nigga. I'm a music historian, so y'all better sit back and grab some goddamn notes. Harry Belafonte, you're right, Jim Brown, they were tied in with the streets. See, what's happened since the 70s on, there became a disconnect between the athletes and the streets in the 70s. And in the 80s and the 90s, when you started to get this Jordan myth that he's the greatest, knowing good and the hell well, it's the reason why they had to create a myth that Jordan's the greatest of all time. Who did they have to X out to create the Jordan myth? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If you notice, they always talk about the 6 championships. Well, Kareem had 6 championships. Scoring leader. Kareem was a scoring leader. Kareem had more blocks, more NCAA championships, more high school championships. Had an impossible shot to recreate. But at that time, especially at that time, Kareem was with the streets. So Kareem never got his just due at the GOAT conversation because he was tied in with the streets. Same thing with Bill Russell, tied in with the streets. these cats were doing in the 60s, that time everybody had to go back and talk about. There's a reason why they were effective for that brief little bit of time. Athletes have only been effective for a short amount of time. I mean, connected to the streets. When you look at 95% of sports history, 90%, athletes are coons for the most part. Even going back to the 1900s, them niggas was coons. Them niggas wasn't for the people. They wasn't for the, we just want to go ahead. Remember, Ali used to talk about Joe Louis for putting his head down and not talking about race, and Floyd Patterson. Muhammad Ali was the exception. Most athletes just wanted to put their head down. I was just going to go ahead. I just want to dunk a basketball. I don't know about the politics. Nigga, that's how it was in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s too. Outside of a handful of people for a brief amount of time. Paul Robeson was a real deal. But they MK Ultra'd his ass in 1960. Poisoned his motherfucking ass in Moscow when he drank a drink and he never was the same again. But it's a reason why they don't tell you about Paul Robeson. Most athletes then, just like now, are coons. There are a small percentage of them that were effective. But if you look at that small period of time, it was very effective. Same thing with the musicians. Sam Cooke was tied into the streets. Curtis Mayfield was tied into the streets. Motown was trying their best to not be political. Motown was like, oh, Barry Gordy was like, no, we make music for young America, and we want white folks to buy these records. Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye both had to sue for the right to be militant in their music. But they both were tied into the streets, especially Marvin, tied into the streets and what was going on locally in Detroit and here in LA. Marvin Gaye was tied into the streets. Remember, he wanted to be like Sam Cooke. Go back and listen to Stubborn Kind of Fella. That was Marvin Gaye was trying to be like Sam Cooke. He tried to be like Sam Cooke in a lot of ways. Tied into the streets. James Brown was tied into the streets. Always. Soul Brother #1. Now in 1968, Soul Brother 1 made a mistake and campaigned for Nixon. Soul Brother #1 did make that mistake, but he was still, there's a reason why, when you go back and study why James Brown was so pro-Nixon, it's because James Brown's personal philosophy was do for self. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. And that was more in alignment with how he lived his life. Not just what he preached in his music. Not just what he did in his music, but what he did in his life. He opened up his own record label. He bought the record label, King Records. He had his own distribution. James Brown created his own sound, literally. He left the early 60s. He was #1 in that early 60s doo-wop sound. That bubblegum rock and roll sound. Please, 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 don't go. Honey, please. He was #1 with that. James Brown was #1.
Please, 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 please.
He didn't have to change up his sound. He was #1 doing that. But James Brown was a very independent person. So he said, you know what? I went #1 doing it their way. Now I got to do it my way. And then he came up with this.
Funky down.
He came with that. Switched the beat up because he was independent. And Nixon was running a do-for-self campaign. And so when Nixon ran that campaign, it allowed James Brown. It was more in alignment with his personal values. Now that was a fucked up move, and James Brown admitted it. You know, but James Brown also, because he was connected to the streets, he came up with, he said, you know what? I fucked up.
Watergate, but give me some bucks and I'll be straight. You can have Watergate.
Then he came out and said, you know what? You can have your Watergate. You right, I fucked up. But the streets say we need reparations. So he said, and James Brown was trying to push us along. You can have your Watergate, but give me some bucks and I'll be straight. When the streets was connected to the grassroots organization, this is how the music sounded. It was this grassroots that was pushing the artists to be more political in their music. They didn't do that shit out of happenstance. That was the streets, nigga. That was being connected to the streets that made the music more political. And it became a symbiotic relationship. There became a fusion. There became a relationship between the two. The streets pushed the artist to a higher level. The artist then wrote music to inspire the people to a higher level. It can work, and it has worked, but it was destroyed on purpose. So don't minimize what Teslin is saying. She's saying some shit that is already worked. What they did in the 70s and the 80s was they said, yeah, nah, let's disconnect these niggas from the streets. And that's what they do. It's even worse now because you got AAU basketball, and like they identify a blue chip prospect by the time they're 13, 14 and pluck them out the community and say, hey, go trust these white people. So in today's world, it's all corrupt. So I understand the people saying that it doesn't work. I get it. That's because you're going off evidence, and you got plenty of fucking evidence to say you're right. You're right. But if done correctly, it works, and it has worked. Somebody donated 99 cents. Man, if you don't sit your ass down, I should ban that nigga for dropping 99 cents and put his own goddamn. Hey, whoever that was that put that 99 cents, if don't click on this channel, goddamn it, and nigga. Matter of fact, don't click on this channel. I'm trying to advertise your goddamn self for 99 cents. You 99 cent ass nigga. So let's get back into what she's talking about. So let's move on.
Not on the ground, and you have organizations like Until Freedom, Tamika Mallory. They got, and again, we can look at the numbers. The numbers are available online, guys. So this ain't making it up. When you're giving organizations like that $150,000 and telling them we'll make it do what it do, that's a problem. No war is won by just the Air Force. I'm an Air Force veteran. You need the Air Force. Yes, you need the big entertainers. You need the media. You need the podcast. That's the air. But you also need the ground. You need Marines and you need the Army. And they, bottom line, took black voters for granted, like we've been talking about for years. They figure, well, you know, she's black, so that'll be fine. They literally shitted on organizations. 100-year organizations got $75,000, $100,000, 100 black men. I believe they got like $75,000, $100,000. So what is that saying on how you're trying to organize, you know, with black men? So that's an issue when we talk about this $1 billion bag, and not just because of now envy, but also the infrastructure.
She said a whole lot right there. Y'all got to see that they spent very little with black people, black media. And then when it comes down to black grassroots organizations that are rallying year round, she spent nothing with them. Can you imagine that Harris campaign spent money with local AAU teams that have like a bunch of kids that like organizations at the Pangos tournament or something like that and sponsor some basketball tournaments? I know me personally as a kid, part of the reason why I wanted to go to UCLA was because UCLA was always in my school doing tutoring and shit. I ended up not going to UCLA, but it works because they didn't have my major. But when you have things at places where children are and where people are, families are, and you pay it forward and you show, that's how you ingratiate yourself to large groups of people at one time. By putting money behind the people that are on the streets doing everyday basic things that the community needs. And they didn't see to do that. And if y'all notice, I haven't been going too hard. I like talking shit about Oprah and Roland Martin, and there's a lot of great videos out there. Lord knows I've been laughing my ass off at a lot of the people that's been talking about Roland Martin and the money he's gotten. And I made mention of it, but the reason why I haven't done, I'm not going to go too much further on the black people, is because as you hear what she just said, they still just got a small part of it. If Beyonce got 10 million, how much did Taylor Swift get? You notice they're not telling us how much these white folks is getting. They putting what all the black media outlets got. And I'm not one, trust me, I am not one to defend Roland Martin's bootlicking ass. No, I'm not. Like I told y'all before, that nigga's head is shaped like a Rubik's Cube. I'm not fucking with Roland Martin. But at the same time, how much did them white boys get for the endorsement? I really want to see that. And I want to compare. This is what the nigga got. This is what the white boy got. More mistakes, taking the black vote for granted. That's how, see, this is how racist and evil the Democrat Party is. They hate your black ass so much, they can't give you a fucking nickel when you working your ass off on their behalf. You see what I mean? A whole bunch of ones beat a whole bunch of nuns. That's better. That's better, Wally. Y'all go subscribe to Wally Next Door. He my friend now. You're right. Todd's out and Brett Favre is still free. Always reminding people of that. Brett Favre is still free while we talking. So let's go back to more of what she's saying in this beautiful breakdown. She's about to get in talking about gatekeepers. Let's listen to this and let's listen to her go into talking about gatekeepers
that we're trying to build. So midterms are in March, and I'm independent, so I'm just giving, what it looks like. To build this house, you need this money flowing year round. They're trying to build now. So your opponent is over here building a house with adding on swimming pools, adding on garages, adding on all this, and then they come give the money 2-3 weeks before the election is over. Before the election, black organizations did not get money until 3 weeks before, literally. They told the churches.
What they gonna do with that?
Yeah, nothing they can do.
Black organizations literally did not get the money till 3 weeks before. These niggas was working for free and then got a few shekels 3 weeks before. Then he said my fridge on the internet, hell yeah, it's conditional. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I come to the internet for fun. Y'all don't know how much fun I have doing this show. That's why when people be coming around telling me, Dwan, you just took notes and did this. Bitch, shut up. I had some nigga in the comment section doing that the other day. Like, nigga, I do this shit. I love this shit, man. This is fun. Nigga, it's like, but going back to these black folks, she literally said they were working, most of them worked for free. And then the ones who did get paid got paid 2 days before, 3 weeks before it happened. Look at this. Let me see, I'm looking for something. See, James Brown Y'all gotta listen to James Brown. When he said,
Never do any damn thing to me.
they don't do anything for you. They don't do anything for you. And what did James Brown say? You sold me out for chicken change. Remember he said that? James Brown told y'all, you sold me out for chicken change. Yes, he did. You told me they had all the range. You had me down, and that's a fact. Now you punk, you got to get ready for the big payback. James Brown took us through the whole, from the beginning to the middle to the end through his music, nigga. He didn't just create hip-hop in the one. He gave us lyrics to teach us how to live our lives and see our lives politically. All you got to do is listen to James Brown from 1967 to 73. That era of James Brown from 67 to 73. Them 6 years. And listen to the JBs also. And you gonna know all you need to know politically about all this shit. These niggas sold us out for chicken change. The same way James Brown said they would. They didn't even get their goddamn money until 3 weeks later. What kind of fool are y'all niggas?
Do with it, and then saying, well, here go $200,000, make it do what it do. And what I found this time is the gatekeepers got gate kept because the streets was never getting the money. So when they were calling me, dropping dimes, oh, Teslin, we only got this, only got that. Last time we got a lot of money. I said, I'm here to tell you the streets never got any of it. But now that the gatekeepers got gate kept for the first time, Derek Johnson literally calling out the campaign in an article saying,
see, Teslin said the gatekeepers got gate kept. We talked about that on this very show. Dr. Randy Short, this past, when Biden got elected, I remember Dr. Short and I did an interview, and he said these Boule Negroes, they're about, I gotta give Dr. Short credit for this. He's been saying this for years. The Boule Negroes, their checks are about to dry up. All of that getting paid to sell us out, that money is drying up. And look what she just said. Them normal gatekeeping ass niggas, now all of a sudden they down with the people because they didn't get their check. And now they snitching. All it took was one goddamn election cycle for the goddamn people to start snitching to Teslin. Oh, we didn't get our money. Where's our money? We didn't get our money. Yeah, nigga, that Land Rover car payment is due, huh? See how that worked? Now they about to come down here to the rest of us real niggas. And they gonna be coming hat in hand. Watch out for these dudes. Kamala didn't get him shit. I'm loving it. I am loving it. Much appreciated, 8064. So, yeah, so this is what we dealing with here. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. So, Democrats, if y'all smart, why is she not their chief political strategist? They keep hiring all these white boys and these consultants. If you go to the FEC.gov, I did before, think about all the hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars that these white consulting firms got from your donation. I'm with her. Here's $50. Well, $49.99 of that 50 went to some white boys. Democrats, why don't y'all hire her? She gave y'all forensic analysis for free. Teslin should be charging you motherfuckers at least $98 million judged on what you paid these sorry ass consultants that y'all had. This is $98 million of information. It's better to pay her $98 million than go through $1.5 billion, ain't it? But I think you motherfuckers is too dumb to listen to her. That's what I think.
You guys are not spending money with black media. You're not spending money on the ground. We are literally starving. Most of these organizations had to use this money on their own. And that makes a difference when you're talking about getting out the vote.
Trump didn't use his money as much for entertainers, did he?
Right.
So, yeah, talking about using that money to get out the vote. Now I want to skip to this part.
I use Killer Mike as an example. You know, our brother Killer Mike.
She's talking about organizing. Let me go back a little bit before that. Let me have them listen to the question first. I'm gonna play the question and then we'll get to the answer.
But wait, before you go move on to the next thing, I have a question because it's about what you're talking about. So you saw Candace Owens going back and forth with Miss Tina Knowles about Beyonce and Beyonce being involved in the rally in Houston. To the point that Candace was making is kind of what you're saying. Do you think that? How do you utilize a major celebrity like a Beyonce, because she's not going to be on the ground? And what should Kamala Harris's campaign have done better utilizing a big celebrity of that nature? Because she's getting dragged for it because they're saying it looks unauthentic. And Candace Owens is saying it looks unauthentic and this is why you didn't win. But Beyonce's not going to be outside. Like, you get what I'm saying? So how do you just
said it's true, Tez. Like, they filled the stadium in Houston.
Right.
Because of Beyonce.
Yeah. You have to fill the stadium. And I'm an organizer first before I'm a pundit. So when we use people like that at a time who never knocked on no doors, I kind of discredit what they're saying. She has to find talking points to talk about her opponent, period, point blank, when it comes to Candace Owens. I use Killer Mike as an example. You know, our brother Killer Mike, he's an organizer first. He's always been an organizer. Before he was a rapper, before he was any other thing, he's an organizer. So when you go to Atlanta, Georgia, and you don't call Killer Mike to take you to the same spots that they took, the same Chick-fil-A that they took Trump to, the west side of Atlanta had 0 signs on the ground. When you don't utilize a Killer Mike, they got barbershops all throughout Atlanta, and he's literally made himself available.
You could have been sitting in Bankhead Seafood.
Right.
By the way, and to Ted's point, Killer Mike did make himself available.
He made himself available.
I know this for a fact.
So you see that when she's talking about having somebody on the ground. That's very important because Trump did that. See, one thing Trump did that worked was when he got into the sanitation truck, when he worked in the McDonald's little drive-through for 2 drives or whatever he did. It was showing some kind of connection to the people. And if you have a lot of money, just say I'm a promoter and I'm doing concerts in different cities. I'm from LA. I don't know Memphis. I got to get in contact with the people who know Memphis, who know where to promote my event and who to promote it with. If I'm in Detroit, I got to get in contact with the hottest promoters in Detroit that know where everybody be. If you're going to do something national, go around, you need on the way a big national tour or anything works is if every city is taken care of and organized by the people who understand that city. So I know just as I'm not a promoter, but I do promote my own shows from time to time. I know from just basically promoting a show. My dollar's going to stretch the furthest if I spend it with the people who know these areas. See, one thing about voting, they know how they be breaking shit down to county. Okay, this county is this color, that county is that color. The first thing you should be asking yourself, okay, we need Atlanta. You got somebody like a Killer Mike who is not only a Grammy-winning artist, very famous, but he's also connected, and you don't spend money with him. Basically, you know what I got from this whole interview? Is we've always known the Democrat Party is racist. The Democrat Party is a party of slavery. It's the party of the Klan, the Democratic Party. We understand that. But this shows how diabolically racist that they are. This shows how they would rather give these white consulting companies tens of millions of dollars than a couple $100 to a black man that owns barbershops. They did all of these conversations in barbershops, Kamala Harris, Al Sharpton, they all go to barbershops, but you didn't give money to the man who owns a bunch of barbershops. It's the reason why I'm having this conversation, because I don't support either party. They both full of shit. But the Democrat Party is a party that so-called needs black people, right? According to what they say. The Republicans have never said they needed the black vote. As you can see, they're fine winning without our vote. So that's why when people are like, what the what? You don't talk about the Republicans. Because Republicans ain't all in my fucking face. That's why, you idiot. I'm talking about the people who are in my face. The Democrats are the ones in my face. They need us for something. And you are so diabolically racist. And you think so little of us. You think giving Meg the Stallion $3.5 million, $5 million to do a concert in Atlanta is going to rally more votes in Atlanta than giving $300,000 to Killer Mike and people like him. Because I'm sure once you go to Killer Mike, he's going to be like, okay, I'll take this money, but you should also holler at boom, boom, boom. They popular in this county, that county. I'm sure Killer Mike knows who else is popping in Atlanta who we may not know. I'm sure of it. You could have spent 1/10 of what you gave. Because think about it. They throwing these big national concerts. Beyonce. You don't need the world to see Beyonce. You need Houston's votes. All right? You need Houston's votes. You need Atlanta's votes. You need Charlotte's votes. Detroit. Nigga, you couldn't hit up Joe Dumars in Detroit and be like, hey, brother. Nigga, the least you could have done was call Isaiah Thomas. Nigga, he at least where the basketball courts are in Detroit. Nigga, all these people you got in Detroit, what? You nigga, Barry Sanders couldn't get a call, nigga? What? Call Eminem. Kind of shit. But for me, that shows how they view us. That's what I saw. They don't respect us. I agree with this comment right here. He says, as far as those black celebrities permitting themselves to be, shouldn't they be called for until accountability? Hell yeah, they should be called into account. Mr. Neighborhood, Rogishi's Neighborhood, hell yeah. We need to call all them celebrities out that took a few dollars and didn't do nothing. See, at least I can respect the Killer Mike because he out there, he's politically involved year round. Killer Mike talking politics, and I don't know, and let me make it very clear, I don't even agree with some of the shit Killer Mike talk about, honestly. It's been certain things Killer Mike has said politically. I was like, nigga, what? But the brother is organizing year round. He's somebody who's in it year round. You got to fuck with them because you're not going to agree with everything somebody say. Just like you niggas ain't going to agree with everything I say. And I'm cool with that. Just come to me in respect. If you disagree with me on some bullshit, I'm going to say some bullshit. All right? Ain't nothing wrong with disagreeing. But disagree with the one with respect. Because if you don't, boy, I promise you it ain't a fat joke you can tell that I ain't heard. And I can also promise you I'm going to hit you with something that's going to make you wish your mama could come back and console your little bitch ass. So watch who you fuck with. So that's what I'm talking about here. So they don't respect us at all. He said because Eminem is the voice of black culture, right? Yeah. So I want to go into now Amber Rose's response to Teslin. I don't know if Amber Rose heard everything Teslin said, but go and let's go and listen to this Amber Rose response. Amber, you don't want it with this black woman.
Exchange words. So we recently had Tezlyn Figaro up here on the Breakfast Club, and she spoke on why she felt Kamala Harris did not win the election.
So from the door, you didn't think Kamala was going to win?
No, right out the gate. No.
Because she's a black woman, or?
Yeah, absolutely. America was not going to vote for a woman of color, period. In the history of...
And that's real talk. America wasn't going to vote for no woman of color. I like the way... I saw some dickheads on Twitter earlier. Teslin called her black. Look, FBA folks and ADOS folks, you niggas need to calm the fuck down sometimes, all right? Sometimes there's a bigger fucking message that needs to get out, and damn people ain't got time to needle people down to your little hashtag, nigga. They got a small amount of time. We on radio, you got this much time to say what you got to say. And it was the Breakfast Club calling her black. This woman didn't have time to correct every fucking little word that they said. Teslin says she's a woman of color, and that's who she is. In America, Kamala is a woman of color. But I saw all these niggas on Twitter today. Man, that's what they rock with Teslin. She didn't call him SBA. Please, shut up. Listen to the goddamn message. She's bigger than your whole little bullshit ass. Oh my God, they call him ADOS. Oh God. You niggas will run into fire because because you can't read the word fire hydrant. You do some dumb shit. That was a fucked up analogy. I'm so pissed off I couldn't even think of nothing clever that time. Let's get into the message, people. So Teslin approached it correctly. They said black. She responded, person of color, because that's who Kamala is.
Black woman, or?
Yeah, absolutely. America was not going to vote for a woman of color, period. In the history of black women and white women allyship, alleged allyship, I have never known a white woman to give a job to a woman of color before they got it. I know
that's real talk, right? And I said that shit before election too. Ain't no white woman gonna vote for her. Hell nah.
know there was hope. I know you talked about, believing in us, but it was never about us believing in us. It was about us knowing.
Here come a fucking idiot in the chat. Dude, stop. We have the right to gatekeep our lineage. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, you idiot. She said person of color. People were mad at Teslin because they said the Breakfast Club. When you got this much time to talk, you don't have. It's not Teslin's job to appease your little hashtag fantasy. It's her job to get a greater message out. As long as this woman didn't call her black, which she didn't, Teslin didn't call her black. Teslin did not. Now, Teslin came out and was like, yeah, she a black woman like us. Then, yeah, gatekeep all day. Gatekeep all day. But don't throw no shots at Teslin when she's the one that said person of color. She ain't the one that called him black. Huh? Is that simple? Is that too much for motherfuckers to understand? How the fuck can somebody defend something that they did not say? She didn't call a woman black. She called her a person of color, which that's what Kamala Harris is. So stick to the fucking message. God damn, you niggas get too goddamn self-righteous sometimes.
Knowing them.
And then Amber Rose had something to say.
Go back to what
before
she said.
They got it. I know there was hope. I know you talked about, believing in us, but it was never about us believing in us. It was about us knowing them.
And then Amber Rose had something to say. She said, what the F is she talking about? Most white people in America voted for Obama both terms. Stop with all the white supremacy oppression BS. She's sitting on the biggest black media platforms in the country. Kamala was in over her head. I'm sure she's relieved that she lost. Now,
this is Amber Rose's response. Let me say it read it again.
It was about us knowing them.
This is Amber Rose's response.
Amber Rose had something to say. She said, what the F is she talking about? Most white people in America voted for Obama both terms. Stop with all the white supremacy oppression BS. She's sitting on.
You see how stupid these people like Amber Rose are? Obama is a man, Amber Rose. Teslin was very clear when she said white women will not vote for a person of color woman. She didn't say person. See, that shows you how people don't listen on either side. Appreciate the super chat, Herbal Intellect. That shows you how people don't listen on either side. You got niggas on the left saying, she called her black. She didn't. She called her a person of color. Then you got the people on the left, like Amber Rose, saying, she voted, they voted for a black man. She didn't say black man. She said person of color woman. Think. Details matter. Details matter. Details matter. Yes, they'll vote for a perceived black man because 99% of the white women want to suck a black man's dick. So of course that they'll be more lenient with voting for a perceived black man than they will be a woman of color. And that's because of all of the misandry going on within the woman community. See, one thing like women, slut walk chicks like Amber Rose don't want to admit is women hate on women more than anybody else do. Let me get some gospel in here to break the energy. I had to bring the spirit up in here because I probably got a little bit too tense. Women hate on women. Look, you want to see two women fight or get into a tussle? Let a single nigga walk through that's an eligible bachelor that make money and put him in a room with 4 women. You want to see some competition? Shit. Kobe Bryant and the mama mentality ain't got a motherfucking thing on 2 women or a group of women that have a shot at an eligible bachelor. Shit. All backbiting and backstabbing and front stabbing that's gonna go in that minute. Boy. And I love my women. Y'all know me. I ain't one of them kind of niggas that talk shit about women. But let's just tell the whole goddamn truth. Women don't fuck with each other. They really don't, especially in the corporate world. Maybe in friendships, but in the corporate world, women be, nigga, what? Nigga, Michael Jordan ain't got shit on 2 women in the workplace. That's the truth. So while you slut walking your ass around acting like a fucking idiot, go off what the woman said. And that's, for me, like, as someone who speaks a lot, that's the hardest part. The hard part being an orator or someone who speaks like me or like Teslin, somebody, the hardest part is people trying to hold you accountable for things you didn't say. That's probably the hardest part of this job is 85% of what people get mad at is something you didn't actually say. They'll change and shift the argument over here and say, this is why you're wrong. Because you said this. Well, I didn't say that. I said this. And I was very specific with my words for a reason. Then you get that one dumb nigga, so you saying? No. Listen to the message to all you so you saying niggas. I got a message for everybody who's responsible. When you hear something that somebody, when you listen to somebody say something that you don't like, and your response is, so are you saying? This is for you. That's some whole shit. Don't be a hoe. Don't be a hoe. Don't be a hoe. That's some whole shit. You niggas get real insecure and mad when somebody says something that you don't like. So you create something that they didn't say. You create a straw argument and argue against that straw. My prayer is that you hoe ass niggas get a life. Let's all pray, saints. Let's all pray, saints. My prayer is that people who cannot take what somebody says directly and they get offended. My prayer, Lord, is all of the anger and grief that they feel inside gets dispersed right back within them. And they suffer from being idiots. And they get sick for being sick mentally. And leave us alone. Because the rest of the world, Lord, has to deal with these stupid motherfuckers' mental illnesses. And I don't think it's fair, Lord, that the rest of us have to listen to people who can't listen. And don't listen. And don't care about listening. My prayer is that all these motherfuckers sit on a rusty bike seat with no seat. And may they experience the pain that they give all of the rest of us who could think. May they experience the pain that they give our intellect through sitting on that rusty bike seat, Lord. And let's get these hoes out of here. There's too many hoe ass niggas and niggettes on this planet. It's end of hoism, y'all. And let the church say amen. Can we get amen, church? Can we get an amen? Let's get an amen, Lord. It's always these people who can't listen doing the most. Did I even finish what Amber Rose had to say? It's Amber Rose, so it wasn't much thought behind it. But let's go ahead and at least you got Jess Hilarious reading it, so it sounds a little bit smarter.
In America voted for Obama both terms. Stop with all the white supremacy oppression BS. She's sitting on the biggest black media platforms in the country. Kamala was in over her head.
She said, stop with the white supremacy. See, it's always these coons. Coons don't listen either. I had some coon ass nigga on my Instagram earlier today because I was talking about our Aboriginal heritage here in America. And he was talking about, man, but we all came from Africa. All of us, all of us, all of us. I said, do you know out of Africa's a fucking theory? There's a lot of stories that happen in this world, and you can't believe everything a white person say. Of course they're going to tell you came from Africa if they standing on your land. If I came and when you was a baby, before you was born, and I came and raided your house and stole your house, and now here you come a few generations later, and you grew up in the house, what am I gonna tell you that's your house? No. I'm gonna be like, nah, nigga, your house is over in Alameda somewhere. They didn't even give us a good lie. Yeah, it's over in Africa. Okay, what part? Of course I'm gonna say your house is over there if I stole it. Fucking idiots. But motherfuckers be believing everything white folks say. And it's hard to break that. And she's over here talking about there is no white supremacy. But ain't she from like Cape Verde or something like that? She's not even, see, Amber Rose, she's another one. Like you go on that Kamala Harris is tether on tether shit. Talking about something, it ain't no white supremacy. And then she said on a black platform, the Breakfast Club ain't a black platform. That shit's white owned, Amber Rose. That's why they allowed you on it back in the day. Because ain't no decent black platform that's owned and controlled by black people gonna allow no fucking idiot like you on their goddamn channel. It's a white-owned company with a black face. It's a black show, a black-faced show that's owned and controlled and distributed by white people. I swear to God, coons don't know nothing about nuance. I swear to God. Coons can't spell the word nuance. Nuance don't exist to these niggas.
I'm sure she's relieved that she lost. Now it's time for a real alpha to make America great again. But Teslin don't duck no smoke.
I know Tez came with 100 million characters.
And you already know. Straight shot, no chaser. She said, but this was a classy read though. I'm actually happy that she responded this way. Very classy read. She said, Amber Rose, Obama is a man, ma'am. So what the F are you talking about? Ma'am, I actually gave you a little credit for your efforts when I said I understand why Trump thought you added some level of value. So you may want to watch the full interview before you come for me. I'm not like the others that you like to play with on the internet. And this ain't College Hill. Boop. I school people like you with ease. So relax and follow your fellow Trumpers' advice and stop being emotional. And before you respond back, I invite you to go live with me to discuss anytime. You know she loved the
So yeah. Amber Rose, I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that. I do not think you want that. That will not be a slug walk conversation exchange. It will not. That's gonna be some way more deep. So I want to send a shout out, and that's how you do it. Teslin as an independent. It's good that we got out there, and thank the Breakfast. I don't fuck with the Breakfast Club. I don't subscribe to the Breakfast Club. I'm actually scared that playing this video is gonna put them bastards back in my algorithm. I've done I've been doing a good job keeping them on my algorithm. I just hope like hell click on these videos don't bring them back in my algorithm. Please, Lord, don't. Because I do not like the Breakfast Club. Bunch of fucking weirdos on that show. Like they topics and shit. I'm not gonna call them weirdos. The topics be on some weirdo shit. I'm not impressed by that. I stopped listening to them back in like 2018. But salute to them for having Teslin on and being able to tell people the truth. Because there are no other Democrat-leaning media platforms telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. So at least I got to give them credit because they have a lot of Democrat listeners, a lot of young demos. At least they got somebody on that can explain what happened. Hey, Lorraine, y'all niggas in the chat room, stop it. I'm not going to repeat that joke. Y'all niggas in the chat room are stupid. Oh my God, y'all stupid. But yeah, so again, good job, Teslin. Oh, and also tomorrow, go to DewanB.com. Everything's on sale. Everything's on sale tomorrow in the shop. The whole shop is going to be 15% off. We got some new hoodies. We got the Mothers of the Movement now in a hoodie form. And I'm about to put these limited edition t-shirts in hoodie form today. These will be hoodie also tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're going to have our limited edition hoodies also up for sale. But the whole shop is going to be 15% off tomorrow. My courses are going to be up to 50% off. That's my up to, not all of them, but up anywhere from 25 to 50% off. My courses are going to be, and that includes my IEP training, y'all. I'm doing an IEP training for people who have children with special needs or that are studying special education. You want to learn how to master that IEP process. I pushed it back to January. We're going to start in January, okay? We're going to start in January. Because it's December, Christmas time. I wasn't starting next month. But if all this shit's going to be discounted, learn how to read your playing cards, all that stuff. And also we have some of my readings are all going to be 25% off. All right. Readings at breakthroughcards.com. Black Friday sale starts tomorrow through Black Friday weekend. 25% off all my readings starting tomorrow. All right? So y'all make sure y'all fuck with that. Y'all make sure y'all fuck with it. And then tonight, I'm going to be on the Shade Room tonight talking some shit. I'm going to be on the Shade Room. I'll make sure that we review that tomorrow here on this channel. But I will be on the Shade Room tonight talking about, they called me talking about this whole Bronny James situation and how they coddling that motherfucker and how weak that is. So if you're a bronsexual, you will not like my appearance tonight on the Shade Room. But I will be throwing that shade. It is not shade. This is real talk. They coddling that little nigga. Now LeBron gonna leave Twitter because he can't take the heat. Man, get that weak shit out of here. That'll be on the Shade Room tonight, all right? So, thank y'all again for listening. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. Make sure people, we got over 400 people still in here. Make sure that you leave a comment after the video. Hit the like button and please leave a comment, all right? Thank y'all again for listening. And remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Democrats, y'all fucked up. And if y'all smart, y'all hire this woman. And don't just take her analysis and then try to, because you know some white folks is taking notes of everything she said. And they're going to try to use some of that the next time around. But y'all not going to be able to implement it better than the person who the messenger of the message. So if y'all smart, that sounds like a pretty good analysis to me, coming from somebody who used to vote Democrat. All right? Y'all have a good one. We out.